boom, knocking everybody out. Keep it going. Play to have fun. That's all it is. Play to have fun. Fight for the million next year. That's all it is. On to the next play.
We not here, y'all. We not here.
Today's a perfect day to be great, man. Today's a perfect day to be great. Let's go, man.
5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's on us, y'all.
Yo, remember, let's not start with the first half. Let's start when the clock hit. Start that the time. Let's go, man. Jungle Boys on 3, y'all. 1, 2, 3, Jungle Boys. Let's get it. And we bring it. Let's go. Let's go, mister.
I'm talking about 3. Right? I need it loud.
1, 2, 3, prime time!
I say yo!
Yo, listen, y'all.
Up here, this is where we at. Y'all know the vibe, y'all. On 3 SG, on 6 boom. Let's shake this, y'all. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 SG, 4, 5, 6.
All right? Defense wins chips. We've been showing that throughout the playoffs. So why should today be any different? 1 down, 1 to go. Prime time on 3. Let's get it right.
Let's go.
I ain't saying they don't score, y'all. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Prime time!
Happens, don't argue amongst each other, let that go. Pick up your brother, man, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we all gotta make, man, everybody here gotta make a play today, y'all. That's how we win. Everybody makes a play. Defense, y'all know what we doing already, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So let's go.
We're waiting for this game, y'all.
Finally here, let's go. Family on 3, y'all. Family on me. 1, 2, 3, family!
What is going on, people? What is going on? I am so excited. We are so excited to have y'all here with us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. But we're being sponsored by the BQFL as they call us out to cover their championship games in 3 divisions: the AB division, the C division, and the C2. So we're excited to be back. I'm Stephen J. I'm with my partner Ghost. And like we always say, y'all, this is another episode of Real Tough Talk.
And I believe, if I'm correct, we were here to host last year's Winter Championships in the BQFL. And, you know, we had a blast doing it last year. So we're keeping the I would say the tradition going, you know, with us being able to cover these hit championships from the B to the C2. Some exciting games we were able to cover, and we can't wait to analyze it and break it down for you all.
And first, we want to give a shout out to Mr. Skip Capture. Definitely got us in with the shirts here.
Yep.
You know, we want to throw it on, make sure we show it. Give a shout out to Skip. Make sure, you know, everybody in TFL is doing this. So make sure y'all go get a shirt, and shout to him for definitely the excellent work with the shirts, man. Definitely want to show him some love. So as we jump into the games and we get ready to start, the first game we're going to go over is the AB championship game, which is the Jungle Boys versus the Sharkz. Now listen, the Jungle Boys won the C division last season, and they moved up to the AB division, and now they're in the championship. This team has talent. This team got guys like Brandon, former UFL offensive player of the year, definitely one of the top offensive players in this game. They got Bo, a guy who could be a two-way player, play with top teams like Grind Time, Super Friends, Carver. This kid Bo has a lot of good experience. Cabby, who I think is one of the top, if not the top 3 best offensive players in the game. They got him on this roster. But it all starts off with their quarterback, Jeremy, one of the hottest quarterbacks in football. This guy not only took this Jungle Boy team to a championship, which they're in right now.
Yeah.
This guy went to UTF, won them a championship at quarterback, took the same Jungle Boys team. They're in the championship in LES. This kid has taken the YMM team to the Final Four in EHS. He is arguably one of the hottest quarterbacks in the game. And this is opportunity to get another championship under his belt on his great run on ever since he stepped up for Corey, as Corey been away from the game.
And just like Jeremy being, you know, one of the hottest quarterbacks in TFL right now. You have Jungle Boys creating their name and growing their name, their franchise, and being one of the hottest teams out here right now, led by Coach Pam's, and they're in the championship because of all of these great things are able to be put together in such a neat package.
And on the other side, they got a team that I think is one of the most talented teams in football in any league they go to, the Sharkz. Now, the Sharkz went to the Final Four last season, and they got bumped off, but they made their way back to this very stage of getting to the championship. This team on the other side has talent, led by Drake, their captain, a guy who's, like I said, former UFL League MVP. And this guy's won numerous awards in the BQFL. So this guy is definitely a good guy that you want to have sitting as your captain. And a special treat, luckily for this team, they have Mo returning from injury. Mo has been beat up. One thing about Mo, he's a very talented player. The problem Mo struggles with is staying healthy. And they've got him back for this championship game. And when you got a guy like Mo on your team, he always gives you an opportunity to win games. When guys like Ed, Twan, Meek, Kid, Juice, who I think is a very underrated player, this team has talent. And the man behind the helm, Stevie, a guy who I think is very underrated quarterback, humbling guy, kind of gets a little erratic at once in a while during the games, but very talented guy. And Orlando has put together a great team. Orlando, Jamor, and Bear, this is one coaching staff that I see get along. You don't usually see that. You usually see this guy wants this guy wants that. This is a coaching staff that gets along, and all of their personality works, which is why the team moved from the Final Four last season to a championship appearance.
And the thing about this team that I've always said is that they have probably one of the most talented squad, I would say, that you could put on the field. They have so much talent. They have height. They have speed. They have, IQ on the field. They know exactly when to make certain plays. They have a lot of underrated guys that can play two ways. You have Ja, who's been surprisingly stepping up on offense, even though he's been known for defense. You have Mo, like you just mentioned, that's playing healthy this year. You have Dre. We already spoke enough about Dre. You have Twan, who's a big-time defender, who's stepping up on offense. You have Meek, who is another guy who is a great offensive player as well. So you have so many guys that can kill you on both sides of the field, and that should show that this team is a hard matchup for any team to face, and the Jungle Boys have to face in the championship here.
So now that we introduced y'all to both teams, we got you to tell of the tape that I like to say, we're going to be able to jump right into the game and get it popping. So I hope y'all guys ready. Strap them up.
What's going on? Stephen J, Real Tough Talk here with Dre, captain of the Sharkz. Why they about to play the championship game versus Jungle Boys. Defensively, how do you stop a guy who's one of the hottest quarterbacks in football right now?
First of all, that's my brother. Shouts out to my brother Jeremy. Right now, he's definitely hot. He's on one of the best streaks I've seen in a while as far as quarterbacks who are considered underrated. So, hats off to him. But we just here to compete, What we have done has got us this far, so I don't think we're going to change up anything too much. He's a competitor. He knows we're here to compete as well. So, we're just here to put on a great show.
You know how hard it is to grind to get here. I believe y'all was here last season when y'all played the Raiders. What did it take for y'all to get back into the same position this season?
Communication. I think with this team, sometimes we get a little rattled with communication, but we play with a high intensity. So once we get rid of that and, we just leave it on the field, we're a great team.
Tell me something about Stevie. I think he's a very underrated quarterback. What can you say about him?
Absolutely. Shout out to my quarterback. I just feel sometimes Stevie doesn't get the shine he deserves because, sometimes we don't win in the big games when we're supposed to. But if you look at his the way he gets there and, phenomenal guy, phenomenal quarterback, and happy to have him on my side.
Last question. What do you have to do personally as a defensive leader of this team and heart and soul of this team to help your team win this game that they lost last season?
Just stay consistent, man. I think a lot of times, when we get up or when we got something good going with us, we tend to have little mishaps. But I think once we just stay consistent, play football for 2 halves, we're happy with the outcome.
All right, we're going to thank Dre for being here. We're going to wish him good luck. They got Jungle Boys in the field. We're going to have to see what happens. Thanks, brother. What's going on? Stephen J here with Orlando, GM, owner, coach, however you want to put him on. He's the head cheesemo of this Sharkz team. You're playing a very dangerous Jungle Boy team with one of the hottest quarterbacks in football throwing for them. What do you tell your troops to keep them focused defensively and not gamble too much against this guy?
Well, some of the things that you got to understand when it comes to this game is that you've been in these situations before, you've had these scenarios before, and you just got to let the game come to you naturally. No game is won or lost on any one play. It's a culmination of downs, and just stay focused and play hard and smart every down. That's it. That's all there is to it, really.
I think that y'all one of the most talented teams in the game. It seems like y'all just always get there and can't break through the wall. What do you got to do this game that you haven't done? Let's say last season, you was in the championship last season. You got back here. What do you got to do to win this game that you didn't do last season?
Yeah, well, something about our teams and historically my teams is that we get a lot of young guys and bring up a lot of young talent, and that young talent finds themselves in that situation. And we go through the bumps and bruises of learning how to win. So that's probably our biggest challenge. That's going to be our biggest challenge today, our young guys keeping their composure and just playing the game.
As y'all being an underrated team, I think Stevie's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this game. I think it's because he's not a rah-rah guy. He's not a jet in the camera guy. He's a guy that does his job and get off. Why people doesn't really give him the props and the credit that he deserves, on your opinion?
Yeah, I think that historically, despite the talent and the things that we have done in the league, because we remain consistent in our present. It doesn't matter if it's Brooklyn, it doesn't matter if it's the Bronx, if it's Harlem, we're going to have our footprint in it. I think a lot of times, sometimes we get taken for granted, and in that, Stevie gets taken for granted. But Stevie shows up, Stevie plays hard, and Stevie makes the plays that put us in these positions. So, it's all part of what happens out here on street football. We don't get caught up too much in that. We just try to come out and play our game.
All right, we're going to thank Orlando for being with us. Congratulations, like I said, for being here, to go to a chip and then be able to grind and get back. It's an accomplishment in itself, but I know that's not what you heard about. I know you want this one. So we're going to wish you good luck, and we're going to see you out there. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. All right, man. What's going on? Stephen J here with Coach Pams of Jungle Boys. Pams, I asked Puto this question. I'm going to ask you this question. How has the Jungle Boys been so successful on such a short run? Like, how was you able to put that together?
I'm just saying, we got a bunch of ballers, guys. I put a young crew together, from the first season, and then it just added on. We guys got a bunch of guys that want to play ball, man. That's it. I told them play ball and don't worry about nothing else.
With the success that y'all been given, how you keep them kind of, on the mature level, not getting all erratic, knowing that every chip counts. How you able to keep them with a level head?
Just tell them, let's have fun. Now, my whole new thing for the last year and the change is everything on the field is about fun. Let's have fun. Let's all have fun. That's it. If y'all want to argue and fight, go back to your block and fight. Right here, we're just going to have fun. And whoever start playing with me from now on, everything's about fun. Even in a big loss in the chip game, right. I said, let's just have fun.
You play in the Sharkz team, which you know well. You played them in UFL, and you was coaching DG. You was able to stop them running the playoffs. This is a team that seems like they're always trying to get through, and always get stopped. We all know that's a very dangerous team. So what do you got to tell your troops to make sure that they don't get the opportunity to break through that wall?
I just tell them, respect the game. Don't take nobody for granted. Don't think y'all always better than somebody. Respect the game, and y'all make y'all plays, and I feel comfortable. If we make our plays, we'll be victorious. Respect the game. Respect your opponents and respect the game.
We're going to thank Pants for being here with us. This guy, you got to give guys props. See, we saw what he did with Carver, but for him to go to a whole different organization with the Jungle Boys and bringing them up the ladder kind of proves a point that he's one of the best coaches in the game. Good luck to you, bro.
Thank you.
Congrats for getting here. We're going to see you soon. Thanks, brother. What's going on? Stephen J here with Buto of Jungle Boys. You play in the Sharkz team. Very good offense, talented team. What do y'all have to do defensively to slow down the offensive attack?
Honestly, we just gotta stay with the receivers. That's the main thing. We ain't never too worried about another team and what they're capable of, because we know what we're capable of on the defensive side. So just staying with the receivers, playing a big hiker, big tall giver in front of Stevie, and don't let him see the rest of the field. Give him 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and get to him. That's it.
Why have the Jungle Boys been so successful? You're in the championship in LES. You're in the championship again here in BQFL. why it seems like y'all are a team that's on the rise so quickly.
You got two of the best coaches in the game, hands down, Josh and Coach Pams. And that right there is, if you put one on the offensive side and one on the defensive side, I think you don't got to ask for any more right there. You can have any 7 you want out there. You got Josh and Pams, you're going to compete.
And the biggest question, the biggest thing I want to ask you, it's definitely something, a big thing. Jeremy's one of the hottest quarterbacks in football, in any league this kid goes to. Just won UFL. This guy's on fire. What has been something that you can say personally about Jeremy? You're close, as y'all basically brothers. Tell me something personal that you could tell us to give to our audience about that quarterback.
Personal note, Jeremy's maturity has gone through the roof, not only on the football field, but at home, with his brothers, with friends, with people who's not friends, you know. Jeremy's just, he's a grown man. He's 30 years old. That man is a grown man. Like, he's evolving into the player he's supposed to be, that everybody expects him to be. And I think that's what helped from everybody else here, from his brothers, from Pam's, Josh, Cabby, me, everybody, Mamba. And that's Jeremy. That's going to be Jeremy for a long time, too.
All right, we're going to thank Buto here for being with us. Definitely congrats on the chip, but we know you want to win this one. So good luck. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you. All right, guys. We're going to start off with the Sharkz getting the ball. After getting the first down, Stevie with a pass to John in the gap, who cuts inside past Jeremy for a nice running game. You just talked about this guy, John, getting involved in the offense. And it's amazing that Stevie got him involved right away, right in the beginning of the game, to get that momentum going. 3rd and goal, Stevie's able to find Juice cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Jeremy loses Juice as he cuts behind him, 6-0, Sharkz strike early.
And the thing about this play, first of all, wait for Stevie to use these guys in the gap to get them into near the end zone. And then finishing it off with this play by Juice here. If you look at the defensive play right here, you see Jeremy at the cornerback. Something that I don't really normally see him play at cornerback. But one mistake that he's making, that a lot of cornerbacks make, is right off of the hike, he's focusing on the quarterback and not watching the receiver on the sideline. If you see, he's being pointed out all the way back from Cabby, who's playing at the giver position. But Jeremy does not see him as Juice runs on the sideline and cuts behind. By the time Jeremy reacts, it is too late, and Stevie's able to find Juice for the touchdown there.
Jungle Boys gets the ball back. After getting the first down, Jeremy throws the E-Rock in the gap for a nice game. 2nd down, Jeremy on forward rush, runs in the gap, getting him all the way to the 7-yard line. 3rd and goal, Jeremy throws a Mamba, but the pass is blocked by Day at giver, incomplete. 4th down, Jeremy throws a Brandon cutting in the front of the end zone, passes behind him, incomplete, turnover on downs. That is a great defensive stop. After the Jungle Boys drive all the way to the red zone, that is a great stop by the Sharkz defense, getting a play by Day, the ball giver, and then able to make the stop on 4th down. That is an awesome stop. Great defensive stand by the Sharkz defense.
And the key to that was that 3rd down knockdown by Day, because they would have 2 shots from that spot on the field to get into the end zone. So that play made a big difference. Yes, Jeremy makes a mistake on this throw here, but I think that because they had that knockdown on 3rd down, it forced the 4th down, and because they make that mistake on 4th down, it ends up being a turnover. Great defense by them to take the opportunity to make a play there.
Stevie gets the ball back. A few short passes for a decent game, getting him the 1st down. Stevie on 5 rush with blocker from Bob is sacked by Buto. Listen, Buto has to be respected as a defensive player. He's just not this knucklehead guy that people thought he was before. This guy is a very intelligent player, and he's a ball hog and a playmaker. He comes away with a huge sack here. Big play by him there. Stevie then with 2 passes in the gap for a nice game, getting him near the 10-yard line. 4th down, Stevie throws the Juice, cutting in front of the end zone. The pass is dropped, turnover on downs. Juice has to make this catch. Juice has all the talent as some of the best players in football, but he has to be a little more consistent. Sometimes his talking is more than his playmaking. If he could get the playmaking there, which he's definitely capable of, this guy is going to be elite. And these are the passes that do that. He drops it, turnover. They could have taken a 2-score lead, and unfortunately get stopped.
But the thing about this drive here is, at every given down, you see the Jungle Boys stepping up and having at least one guy in the vicinity to make a play. You see Buto come in to help on the rush here help on the rush there and get the sack. Always a guy in the middle of the play. And if you see here with this pass here where that juice drops, you see Butters in the vicinity to make a play. So whenever you have a defender there, it gives you the opportunity to make a play. Even though it was Juice that dropped it, Butter was there to still be there to put the pressure on Juice to make the catch, and Juice is not able to do it. That's still good defense right there to have a guy there to make a play.
Jungle Boys get the ball back. Second down, Jeremy throws to Brandon open in the gap for a 9 and a first down. If you look here, Ja leaves him open at the last second. Listen, Brandon's one of the best offensive players on the field. You cannot make those mistakes. And Ja, I don't think Ja's a lockdown defender yet. I think he's more of a zone guy. I think he's more of a physical corner. The guy, I've seen him step up and runs. But these are the mistakes he can't make. If you're gonna stay, stay. And he lets one of the most dangerous offensive players go, and he ends up making a big play. Next play, Jeremy throws deep to Brandon, wide open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Ja lets him go again, 6-6 tie. I just said you can't do this. Jeremy's favorite receiver is Brandon. You gave him space to make a play, and Jeremy saw that. You don't think these guys are gonna come together and attack again? Well, they did, and this time they got them 6 points.
And the thing about it is, you see Ja in his reaction after the play. He admits that he made a mistake. But that's one thing. You got to either communicate with your defense, point them out so somebody else can pick them up, or you have to take them and go for the and defend them on your own. He doesn't do either, and because of that, he's left wide open before any other defender is able to react. And Brandon's the last person that you want to give open to get open in the gaps, because of course Jeremy's going to find either downfield or in the gaps, and he does that for the touchdown there.
And you're being nice. He played Matador defense. He was like, ole, like the bull is coming. Ole, because he's letting this guy get free release. He's letting Brandon do what he wants. So don't be nice. This guy played Matador defense. Call it what it is. He's better than that. We're surprised that he makes this mistake in the championship game, and it burns with 6 points. Sharkz get the ball back on a 4-and-out. Stevie with 3 passes in the gap, getting to the 10-yard line. 4th down, Stevie finds Ed in front of the end zone for the touchdown, 12-6 Sharkz. If you look here, Jeremy and Bud are not talking. Nobody reacts to Ed, and they score for the touchdown. They take the lead.
And one thing you got to notice when it comes to Stevie right here is he's attacking Jeremy. He's throwing it right in the vicinity. And one thing that we always mention is that when a quarterback is also playing defense, he's not going to be at the best of his ability on either side of the ball. And you see it here with him and Butter not communicating. They leave a gap open where Ed comes right behind Jeremy before he's able to react. And that's another touchdown given up by the defense because they're not talking. They're not looking at the gaps. They're not paying attention to where these receivers are lining up. And because of that, Steve is able to get another touchdown right in front of the defense. And give some... What was that?
I gotta call coaching on this.
Yeah.
Jeremy's not a corner. He's a safety or middle linebacker. It's not a corner.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is like a heat-seeking missile. So because he likes the impact, he likes to go after the plays, he likes to make plays. When you're at the corner, you got to be patient. When you're at the corner, you have to be on the island. And we've seen this is the second touchdown he's given up. But the simple fact is, he's not a corner. That's not what he plays.
Yeah.
So to have him there at this championship game, I don't know if they was doing it in the regular season. I don't know. We wasn't covering the regular season. All we could talk about is this. And when I looked at the footage, I have not seen Jeremy play elite at that corner position. So if you're going to put him on the defense, even though he's playing the quarterback position, I don't think it'd be corner. That's not his position. We've seen him give up 2 touchdowns already. And right now, the Sharkz are up 12-6. Last play before half, Jeremy's going to throw the ball up, incomplete, taking us into the half, 12-6 Sharkz.
And as you see here, with Jeremy and Butter having a conversation on the sideline, they have problems on defense because they gave up 2 touchdowns because they're not communicating and not watching where the receivers lined up, like I told you. And, it's an issue. Pams has to talk to them in the huddle on the sideline. A lot of them is back on, pointing each other, pointing the blame at each other. This is something that you cannot wait till the championship to do. This team is too talented to fall apart in this way. So what they got to do is they got to communicate on defense. They got to play more zone defense, and they got to help each other guard the gaps. If they don't do that, there's going to be more of the same with the Sharkz offense taking advantage of them on in the second half. So they got to communicate more. Their offense, they're able to put up. They was able to put up one touchdown, which I believe should be more than one touchdown. But as long as the defense is able to hold, I think that their offense will be able to recover. It's all on the defense to be able to make the plays that they need to make in the second half.
If I'm the Sharkz, I know I could shred this defense. The Sharkz has been getting into this end zone like a conga line. That's basically what it is. Remember, Juice dropped the touchdown. So they would have scored 3 times on 3 possessions if Juice don't drop that touchdown. This defense of the Jungle Boys does not look like it's it. Stevie is our quarterback, and we got to keep him comfortable. As long as Stevie does not make a mistake to give this Jungle Boy team momentum, then we're fine. We didn't really talk about Cabby. Cabby's the best offensive player to me on the field, and we barely, I remember talking about him. I don't even know if he's here. So if I'm the Sharkz, I'm happy with that. We got to know that Pams is going to adjust and find a way to get Cabby the ball. So we got to pay attention to that. But I like where we at right now. We're up 12-6. We should be up by more, but we'll take what we take and jump into the second half with it. Second half, Jungle Boys get the ball. Jeremy throws the E-Rock in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. E-Rock is killing them with them little dump balls, moving the ball. 3rd and goal, after 2 short passes, Jeremy finds Bo cutting in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. 12-12, they tie the game right back up. If you look here, the defense is playing man at the goal line, and Bo gets open, cutting inside, tie game.
And we always say this, whenever it takes one cut to get into the end zone, that's to show that the man defense is not working. Especially when you don't have, listen, we've been saying it for years. When you don't have that much space to work with, all it takes is a receiver to make one move, and the defense is beat. That's exactly what happens here. As Bo cuts inside, the defender right here is beat. So there's no way that you can stay with him unless you have help guarding and picking up as they're on their route. So because they go man, there's no help on that play, and because of that, Bo is left there for the touchdown.
12-12 tie. Sharkz get the ball back. Stevie throws to Mo on the sideline. Mo with a nice catch for a decent game, picking up the first down. This is what you like to say. Like I said, Mo's coming off an injury, and for him to be able to make a play and Stevie to get him involved in the second half, that's a great play there. Stevie throws to Twan open in the gap for a nice game, getting him to the 10-yard line. If you look here, Buto steps up, Twan gets open. That is a great play. Stevie is attacking the center of this defense. I think Jeremy should have been put in the middle with Buto, not at the corner position, but right now, Stevie's confidence is up because he's attacking him there. Second down, Stevie throws a pass, but it's tipped by Carey, picked off by Buto, giving the Jungle Boys the football. Great play by them.
And I tell you this was a great knockdown by Cabby to give them the opportunity to make the pick. But you got to give Buto some credit on this play too. When you look at these 2 different plays with Buto stepping up and giving Dre the opportunity to make the big play here, no risk, no reward. And because he steps up to help.
Twan caught the ball, not Dre.
Oh, Twan, yes.
Yeah.
To give Twan the ability to make the play. Now, one thing I got to say is no risk, no reward, and that's the thing that Buto is playing as, because he steps up to try to help with the rush. That's how he got beat with that play right there. But because of that, and he's able to step up again, he's able to be in the vicinity to make this play for the interception to get this offense back on the field. So this is Buto knowing exactly when to rush in, knowing when to be in a certain position on the field at the right time, and he's able to clean up that play with getting the interception, getting his offense back on there.
Jeremy with 3 passes in the gap for a first down in a decent game. 3rd down, Jeremy on 5 rush with blocker from E-Rock. Throws it up, knocked away by Twan, incomplete, nobody was open. Last down, Jeremy throws to Brandon on the sideline, getting him to the 10-yard line, turnover on downs. I think that 3rd down was a big play. Nobody was open, even though Jeremy had time. Nobody was open to try to make a play, and they got knocked away. These guys have to learn to stop looking for the end zone too early, and that's what they did, and then didn't stop.
And you got to understand, it just shows that this defense already knows Jeremy. Jeremy likes to get the home run play downfield, and they're watching for it. So they're staying with the receivers. They're manning up on these plays here, and because of that, the receivers cannot get open to give Jeremy a target out there. That third down play, like you said, was a factor in why the defense was able to make this big stop. That was good defense. That was a good defensive drive by the Sharkz.
Third down after 2 short plays, Stevie throws the Juice cutting in the gap for a nice game, picking up a first down. I like that Stevie's still going to Juice. Juice dropped a big touchdown in the first half. But listen, in this game, you have to have a short memory, pretty much amnesia, because you're going to need these guys to make plays, and he's coming back to Juice. Great play by Stevie going to Juice there. Second down, Stevie on 5 rush, rolls right, throws the Juice cutting in the gap, incomplete. If you look here, Swan is open on the sideline. Fourth down at the 20-yard line, Stevie throws the Juice cutting in front of the end zone. Juice makes the catch through contact for the touchdown. 18-12, Sharkz take the lead.
And one thing you gotta say that's an objective fact is that Juice is a baller. This man puts his body on the line. This man does whatever he has to make that play on any side of the field. And you see here, through the contact, he's still able to get just enough space past Bo to make this catch. So this is him showing the tenacity, finding a way to get open on this play right here, and Steve was able to put it where only Juice can get it. That is Stevie throwing with confidence out there. That is his third touchdown, throwing right towards the defense and getting it through for the score. This is them playing really good on offense, taking opportunities when they're given to them, and they're able to get into the end zone yet again in this game.
And the Jungle Boys allowed Stevie to attack it with Juice this whole drive. He went to Juice the whole drive. He even missed Twan open looking for Juice. So they got to know that he's a smart quarterback. He doesn't get enough credit because he knows Juice dropped the ball in the beginning, and he's trying to bring that confidence back up, and he does it on this drive alone, and they're able to score and take the lead. Jungle Boys get the ball back after a first down. Jeremy with 2 passes and Mamba in the gap for a nice gain. 7 seconds left. That is a big play because Mamba has been quiet the whole game, but Jeremy's still able to find him later on. 3rd and goal. Jeremy runs into the end zone for the touchdown. 18-18. They tie the game with a few seconds left before they go for the extra point. People, they must have forgot. Yeah. I told you, Jeremy is the most elusive quarterback in football. I didn't say the fastest. We didn't say the quickest. We said the most elusive. The way this guy can move his body in different angles is amazing, and he uses it consistently. They fell asleep on a run, and he burned them and takes the lead and ties the game with this run touchdown.
And you're forgetting one thing that a lot of people on the field called out before this play happened. You forgot about Coach Pam's on the sideline. If you look at this play, this is the old school Carver play right here. With the run into the end zone with the quarterback, the ball gets hit. By the time the defense is able to react, the quarterback is in the end zone. Everybody called it out before the Sharkz reacted to it. So you know that when they're in this position, that's the exact play they're going to run. That's exactly what they did. And because of that, they're in the end zone here with the opportunity to steal the game with this extra point here.
But on the extra point, Jeremy on 3 rush throws a Randy in the back of the end zone, but it's tipped by Kid, incomplete, tie game. If you look here, Cabby was open. I think Jeremy wanted too much for Randy to make the game-winning play, that he got too excited, allowing Kid to get his hand and knock that ball away, and you had Cabby wide open.
And the thing that kills me is, this was the play that you walk off on.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter who you throw it to, as long as you get the ball in the end zone, this game pretty much would be over. Because there's no way that they have enough time to run back the kick or whatever. Listen, this game would have pretty much been over if you think about it, statistically wise. So this was Jeremy missing a huge opportunity to put a game away. And the funny thing is, we've seen him do it time and time again, put games like this away. And this is the one time in the championship game that he does not put the game away. That is unfortunate for Jeremy. Something that he's known to do, he doesn't do here.
Sharkz can't score before the half, before the time runs out, and we're going to go into overtime. Listen, it's been a great game, back and forth, and now we got overtime. Jungle Boys are going to get the ball first.
Yeah.
Sharkz go second. If the game stays tied or whatever, then the Sharkz will go first, and the Jungle Boys will go second.
And
so that's how it goes.
And it's 5 yards up.
Correct. So just to give the audience what's going on in overtime.
Yeah.
Jungle Boys get the ball first, like I said. Jeremy throws the ball in the middle for a nice game, getting ball involved. Great play there. Gonna take us a 4th and goal. Jeremy finds Cabby in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 24-18. They take the lead before they go in for the extra point.
And they finally find Cabby for the touchdown here. You haven't really heard him all game getting any real passes or being used the way that he should. And that's unfortunate because this probably would have been a different game if that was the case. But finally, Cabby's able to contribute, getting open for the touchdown here. Now they have an opportunity to get the extra point.
On the extra point, Jeremy throws a Brandon in the front of the end zone. It's almost picked off by Juice. If you look at Jeremy hesitates to make the throw and end up getting stopped. Jeremy got to fire that ball. If you're going to go to Brandon, especially in that space, those are plays that Brandon always makes, especially in the front of the end zone, especially when you know the defense is going to be prepared for it, which is why Juice is able to step up. You got to make the throw. Jeremy hesitated, and I think Juice gave Juice time to break this play up.
And right now, Jeremy doesn't look like his confidence up when he's making these throws. Usually, he throws right when he's ready, he just takes off and makes the throw. He doesn't hesitate, but on this one, he showed a brief hesitation, and I think that because of that, the window of opportunity for that pass was missed, and the defense was able to make a play there.
So remember the score, 24-18. Sharkz get opportunity to score. 3rd down after 2 passes, Stevie throws a Twan cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 24-24. If you look here, Butter steps up as Swan cuts and gets beat. 24-24, Stevie finds him. Great play by Stevie, looking at the matchup and going after it.
And I'm watching certain plays here. I see Butter out of position in a lot of plays, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And here he steps up, giving Twan the opportunity to run right by him. Let the receiver come to you. If you're gonna play like that, you go by him, and then he's gonna torch you on the cut on the inside. That's what got Twan open. You stay there, Twan runs directly towards you. You have an opportunity to make a play, or you take away the option for Stevie to throw to him. So because Butter was out of position on this play, you see Twan get open for the touchdown there. That is a bad defensive play by Butter. This defense, they got to communicate and be in better position.
Sharkz going for the extra point for the win. On the extra point, Stevie throws the Juice in the front of the end zone, low, incomplete, but Gaga gets flagged for holding, and it's a replay on down. Now listen, they went crazy for this play. They were frustrated. There was a bad call. They thought the official was trying to make a call. It was a lot of things said to the official about the call. Tell me what you see with the call.
If you look here, Kaka said that he was chucking inside the 5. It wasn't in the end zone or whatnot. But if you look here, there's he's impeding his movement. He's not chucking. It's more of contact from holding. If you look here, he's getting his arm around him, and because of that, that is a hold more than a chuck. So that is what merited the flag, and Kaka got to know that he has a reputation for plays like this in parts of the field like this. So you got to know that he can't make plays like that in front of the ref, because more times than not, you're going to earn the flag, and that's exactly what happened.
So they were frustrated, thought the ref was cheating. We're not going to get on a list in this football. So Sharkz get another shot. Stevie gets the ball on 5 rush, throws to Dre in the front of the end zone. That ball is going to be dropped, and we're going to go in double overtime. On this play, Kaka could have been called for a hold again.
Yes.
But the play happened so fast, I don't think it was seen this time, because that was an easier flag than the first one. That was a definite hold, that one.
Yeah.
So he got lucky that the play happened so quick that he didn't get a flag a second time. But you can't be, when you're caught, you're caught. All that loud, what? Listen, you're gonna jam. But especially that close to the end zone, the refs are gonna see it. He got away with the second one. The first one he got, the second one was worse than the first, but the first was still a hold. But you gotta put this on the Sharkz because they gotta find a way to score. You had 2 opportunities, you gotta find a way to score. 24-24. This is good for us because we get more football. So now we get another overtime. This time, the Sharkz go first. Stevie's gonna roll right, throw the Juice, cutting in the gap for a nice game, getting him near the 5-yard line. Juice gets open past Bo and cuts inside. Juice is killing them in the second half. This kid is on fire, and Stevie's looking for him. 3rd and goal. Stevie finds Ed in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 30-24. Sharkz take the lead before going for the extra point. Listen, Ed gets lost because he's surrounded by talent. But this guy has been in championships. He's played with the U. He played with DG. This guy is a winner, and he comes away with a big catch here.
And he knows exactly how to get open on these key plays. We've seen him do it time and time again. And as you see here, he runs behind the defense and cuts back inside. Before the defense can react, Ed is there for the touchdown. And Stevie, with the confidence, throwing it right through the defense. He's been doing that throughout the game. So this man is playing with a swagger out there, knowing that regardless of where the pressure is, he is going to make that throw. And that's exactly what he does on this play here to get them the touchdown.
On the extra point, Stevie finds Swan open in the back of the end zone for the extra point. 31-24. Sharkz take the lead.
And the crazy thing is, this was the first extra point made all game.
Yep.
All game. This is the first extra point. And leave it to Swan to be the guy to get open. And the funny thing is, he was the only guy open, and he was open early in the play. Luckily, Stevie finds him at the last minute and is able to get him to find him open for the play there before the defense can react to give them that lead there.
Jeremy gets the ball back. He throws a Mamba in the gap, and with contact from Kidd, the pass is dropped. 2nd down, Jeremy throws deep to Brandon in the gap, picked off by Dre. Ending the game, Sharkz are the champions, coming away with the win, 31-24.
And I believe that this play here, a lot of people were scratching their heads with it about, what is he thinking here? Why would he make that pass? But we've seen multiple times where Jeremy catches the defense off balance and off guard. Right here, Dre sees it, and as you see, he reacts right when Brandon's on his route, and he's there to follow the ball. By the time the ball comes down, Dre's there to make the interception. So leave it to Dre with his experience, watching his team play, knowing the way Jeremy plays and knowing where Brandon is at. He makes a key play here to put the game away. That's great defense at the end of the day, and that you got to give it to them by taking away an opportunity that could have went the other way if not spotting that play and knowing exactly what they were trying to do.
Unfortunately, we didn't really get a chance to talk to anybody for an interview at the end of the games. They had a little scuffle between the Sharkz and Jungle Boys. I'm not going to really get into it. I was really disappointed because at the end of the day, this is our recreation. We should never fight over football. Sometimes we say things that's very disrespectful. And my only problem is, it's unnecessary to say something disrespectful to somebody you're going to see all the time. I think it's uncalled for, and I was very disappointed in both teams' part of the scuffle because it stains our game. And our game will never grow to where it should be because of this. It's looked at hood ball. And that's not good for our culture. This is our culture. This is what we do. And we got to respect and protect the reputation of our game. And unfortunately, it's going down a road that I really, really despise. Your thoughts on that before we break down the game?
I mean, I'm already over it because, guys get emotional in the game and they don't know how to differentiate, okay, how do I keep this in the game? And what do I do that doesn't take away from me playing this game? So guys take things personally sometimes. They attach their personal feelings with the game. And I think that kind of throws everything off and makes things, a lot worse than it should be. At the end of the day, one team won, one team lost. There should be respect regardless of what side of that you are. So, don't take away from the game by, being a sore loser or a sore winner or whatever whatever analogy you want to use for that. But, at the end of the day, just keep it football, man. That's all I gotta say, because we've had this conversation multiple times already, and I'm already over it. These guys know better, so hopefully that they make sure that this doesn't happen again. But that's all I gotta say about that.
I'll give my breakdown for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Boys was 4 of 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's 50%. Sharkz was 5 of 8, but they scored on their last drive, and Jungle Boys didn't. So I'm not going to say anything about that, about the offensive struggling. Offenses played pretty decent. My only issue is I think the Jungle Boys defense let them down. I think sometimes certain things happen in the game that makes Jeremy move too fast. Mm-hmm. I think, there is no real top quarterback that's playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
In order for Jeremy to dominate at his craft, he has to stay at quarterback and not play defense. When you're a quarterback and you're able to be on the sideline and watch your defense, you get to see the mistakes that your defense make and things that you can recognize when you're on the field versus that team's defense. I think he needs to get more experience in that. Now, this guy has been winning. And even it's not all about winning championships. This kid has been winning.
Yeah.
And he's become way more mature now. I was kind of disappointed he got kind of upset at the end of the game when they got into a little, frustration with the Sharkz. But other than that, this kid has been getting a lot more mature and becoming a better leader. Well, you're going to get bumps and bruises to learn. There's no way Cabby catches his first touchdown in the second half. You have to find a way to get Cabby involved in this game. We know you're going to find Brandon. We know you're going to find Mamba. But Cabby's your one player on the field that's practically unguardable. Mm. So I think he made a few mistakes there. We've seen him make a mistake where he ran when the giver wasn't hit, and they have been running the ball and losing it down in 5 yards. Those are mistakes that, as he gets more experience, he's not going to make. I think he tried too much to get certain guys involved rather than just taking what's there. And I think on the defensive side, Jeremy should not play corner. It's not a corner. If you wanted him involved in the game, then I'm putting Jeremy at ball giver and putting Cabby back there, because Cabby's able to make a play. Cabby make a play at the ball giver position, tipping the ball, getting them interception. That Buto got. Buto had a sack and an interception. This kid is elite. He just has to make sure he doesn't make any boneheaded plays and get bad flags. But this kid is technically elite. We've seen him do it with the Jungle Boys before, getting a big interception. We've seen him with UTF getting a huge sack when they played the Monarchs. This kid is a baller, and he's becoming more of a leader. The Jungle Boys had too much talent to make the mistakes that they made. I think that's what cost them. I think, it's certain things that Hat Pants was arguably the best coach in the game, but it's certain things he can't do when these guys are on the field. This is not Carver. These guys have different personalities than they have on Carver, because Carver's been there, done that. Cabby's one chips were underrated. Jeremy's one chips for YMM. Boys one chips with grind time. So these guys are going to have personalities to do certain things that they want to do. They have to stay in the Pam's Carver strategy in order to continuously win championships. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how many chips this team's going to win, which they have an opportunity to win a lot if they stick to the formula. Forget about the fighting. Because that's going to hurt you. You want to beat teams? Take championships. That's what hurts more than anything else. You can't do it this way, because then it makes it look like you're a sore loser. Not saying that that's what happened. I don't really know the situation, but I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, this team is too talented to make the mistakes they made today. But I think this is going to make them more dangerous. Mm-hmm. On the other side, the Sharkz. This team has always seemed like they was trying to break down the door. And excuse me, they did. Led by Stevie, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the game. He wasn't even starting for this team in UFL. And we understand why he was throwing on Sundays in the BQFL. They didn't want him to go both. But at the end of the day, he's their quarterback. He showed it today. And his confidence showed today. And the way he attacked his defense showed today. He knew Jeremy's not a corner. He attacked him. He knew it was going to be hard for Kaka to guard Dre. He attacked him. He knew where to go. He got a little too excited when they drove down the field, and Cabby made him play with that tip, and Buto came away with the pick. At the end of the day, he did what he had to do as a team. These guys stood together. Juice dropped the big touchdown pass, and it came up and pretty much dominated the second half.
Yeah.
Mo made some great plays coming off an injury. And a guy who sometimes they say doesn't play on the mature level did that this game.
Yeah.
So they had everybody contribute in order to get to where they did. And their coaches, Bear, Jamal, and Orlando, allowed these guys to be who they are, but they played in control.
Yeah.
This team is dangerous. This team is coming, and I think this was only the beginning.
And all respect to them for winning this game the way they.
And shout out to Stevie for getting championship MVP. My apologies.
Yes. Listen, shout out to this team for winning the game the way that they did. First of all, their offense was really impressive throughout the game. Whenever they needed a score, they made it happen. Led by Stevie. He played terrific this game. He attacked the defense exactly the way he needed to. He didn't get every drive into the end zone, but whenever they needed a score, Stevie got them there. And then you had, like you said, Juice played great, making the plays right when they needed to, putting his body on the line, getting hurt one of those plays, diving for a catch or whatnot. You had Mo doing the same thing, diving for a catch, making the key play. They made key defensive plays when it mattered. So they did everything that they needed to win this championship. Now, they gave away a lot of points in this game in the second half, but ultimately, you're not counting the extra touchdown in overtime. They gave away 2 touchdowns in the second half. So they gave away some points. 3 touchdowns, yes. So they gave away some points in this game in the second half, even though they only gave up 6 in the first. So, they kind of took the pedal off in the second, but that's when their offense played consistent enough to keep things in their favor. So you got to give them credit. You said that Stevie's an underrated quarterback. I would have to definitely agree. This guy is talented. He knows exactly how to score. I've seen it in the UFL. He brought it over to the BQFL, and he's able to get them an AP championship. Congrats to this team. They're a talented team, and they deserve that championship, and they showed it on the field today. Well, they showed it in the field there.
And one more thing. 1 extra point by Jungle Boys wins this game.
Yes.
So that's mistakes that can't happen. But that's on both teams because they didn't get the extra point until the second overtime.
Double overtime. Yeah.
We're gonna wrap this one up. Congratulations to the Sharkz, who are the UFL AB champs. Congratulations to the Jungle Boys for getting here. This team is definitely dangerous. I always say, I always look at the A division as the heavyweight title holder.
Yeah.
In boxing or wrestling. But the middleweight or the lightweight, we see can be very formidable. The Intercontinental, anything you want to say can be looked at. And Jungle Boys are that team as far as the next level from the 8.
Yeah.
The Jungle Boys are there. Now, Sharkz are there. They just want a chip. They got to be more consistent. They can come away one to City Island. They can move up the ladder. But as far as B teams, Jungle Boys has to be a team you got to talk about because, like I said, they're in another championship in LES. Shouts to both teams. Definitely excited game. Shouts to y'all, but shout to the champs, the Sharkz. We're going to wrap this one up. with the Sharks winning a championship in double overtime. 31-24. We'll be right back.
Yo, listen, man. Forget all that. That's what they want.
I know.
But you know what we just did?
That's
We just
sad.
took their livelihood.
Yeah,
Let's go. Sharks on 3, 2 class on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fucking go, Let's go,